Let's go through the politics of this situation. The neocons are out there complaining that this president isn't tough enough. I have no idea what they mean. 50,000 dead in Iraq. It was supposed to be a cakewalk. Ken Edelman's out there today saying we should go other places. You've got guys like Ladina who wanted to blow up every Arab country on the list. What is going on in their complaint, and why does the president pay 5 seconds attention to them?
I don't know why he pays attention to them, Chris. What they want, Chris, is a wider war, especially in the Middle East. They want the United States to fight Israel's war against Hezbollah, Syria, but especially Iran. And the Israelis want us to fight Iran as well. But it's not in the interest of the United States. None of those countries, even Hezbollah and Hamas, have not attacked the United States of America. I don't think the country's listening to the neocons anymore. I think they're discredited. The question is Bush listening to him? Because he was gone for a while up through his second inaugural, very much according to a script they wrote.
Right. Literally.
Yes?
Shrum wrote it. Not Shrum, Frum. I keep saying Frum. It wasn't you, Bob. It was that other guy we have on the show. David Frum wrote The Axis of Evil. Hey, Shrummy, are you willing to agree with Pat that there is a subculture now of the conservative movement who are extremely hawkish? They are, of course, pro-Israeli. Many Americans are pro-Israeli. But they're very hawkish on every front, not just the Middle East, but China. They want to take on North Korea. When we had that EP3 incident early in the administration, they wanted to go to war with China. Do they have the head of the president?
The root of the problem here is that the United States is tied down in Iraq, 130,000 troops there. I don't know whether Bill Kristol and the neocons have thought about it, but if we were to bomb Iran, we essentially have right now 130,000 hostages in the middle of Iraq who could be surrounded by hostile Shiites. It's a very, very difficult situation.
Chris,
I just wonder, Pat, about just the simple history. We know from looking at the Arab world, as we've come to understand it, that there's this division in there between the Shia, who are on the outs and are coming to be the ends, of course, in Iraq, and certainly already control of Iran, taking on the Sunnis. That's a war we're only vaguely understanding. That's a 1,000-year-old war. Do you think we're creating another 1,000-year war by killing so many Arabs? I've been afraid of this war from day one because I've always felt, based on history, every time you kill somebody, you got his brother, his mother, his family coming back to get you. We've killed 50,000 Iraqis in a war that was supposed to be a 2-day wonder. When are we going to notice that the neocons don't know what they're talking about? They're not looking at this country's long-term interests. They're bound up in regional and global ideology, and they have had no experience, I'll say it again, in even a schoolyard fight. They don't know what physical fighting is all about. They went to school and were intellectuals, but they want our government to be their big brother. I don't get it. I don't know why we keep falling for it. And the president, you say, is he free of these guys yet or not?
Well, the president fell for it after 9/11 when they put their little pre-cooked meal in front of him after he knocked down Afghanistan. And so they said, let's do Iraq now, and Wolfowitz and all the rest of them. But let me say this, Chris. I think the president realizes now that we went into Iraq and to pursue weapons that did not exist, a country that did not attack us, did not threaten us, and now we have created a great base camp for terrorism in the Anbar province that did not, the west there, that did not exist. In response to Mr. Shrum, there are not only those 150,000 hostages. You attack Iran, Hezbollah will retaliate against the 25,000 Americans in Lebanon. You will have massive hostage takings and killings. Are these people nuts? You've got to ask yourself. I certainly hope the president is not listening to them, because I really question whether they got America's national interests at heart. They're calling for wars against people that never attacked us. I don't care how bad they are. There are wicked people all over this world, but you don't go after people unless they come after you.
Shrummy.
Well, Pat, I think we have to help Israel oppose Hezbollah and oppose Hamas. It took 30 years for Israel fighting Arab governments to get most of them to finally accept the fact that Israel was going to continue to exist. It may take 30 years to convince the terrorists that that's going to happen. But I'll tell you where Israel's being smart in a way that the United States isn't. They're going into southern Lebanon, they're going to hurt Hezbollah, then they're going to get out. If they may have to go back again and again, but they're not going to try to occupy the place.
That's what
Shimon Peres, tell you where they're being stupid.
Guy, let me just correct something here. You know, I think we got to be very careful about Israel's national interests, America's national interests, and ideology. You can go in Israel, as I've done fairly recently, and you can argue a more liberal, more moderate position against the far right, the people at the Jerusalem Post, etc. Shimon Peres is a man of the middle, maybe middle left, But when he was on our program tonight, he was saying we are very proud of the fact as Israelis, never, ever in our history, since '48, to have ever asked an American soldier to do our fighting for us. I don't believe Shimon Peres would ever do that, Pat. I think you're talking about the guys over there on the right who might do it, but I haven't even heard them say America should be their fighters for them.
Well, a lot of them want us to attack Iran. They've said so publicly. But let me tell you where Israel has been stupid. Israel was provoked and attacked by Hezbollah. Grabbed those 2 soldiers, killed 8 Israelis. They had every right to go in and get their soldiers. And when the rockets came, every right to go in there and clean out southern Lebanon. What do? They launch a massive blitzkrieg against the civilian economy, knocking down airfields, lighthouses, roads, bridges, oil depots, power stations, putting these people through hell. You got 500,000 refugees there now. What they're doing is imposing collective judgment on a whole people for the crimes of Hezbollah, which the Lebanese people, many of them, abhor, and which their government condemned. This is what is stupid and outrageous. Israel had the high moral ground. I am for them cleaning out Hezbollah after that. And they gave it away by this massive assault on innocent people, destroying that country, and I regret we got a president who can't stand up and say at least that. Israel's right about Hezbollah. They are wrong what they did to Lebanon.
Well, that's a problem. Isn't that a problem, Bob, that this president seems to be unwilling to wear the 2 hats that every great American president has worn since '48 when Israel was recreated? They've said we're friends of Israel, but we're also the great power in the region, the power that will come in and referee and try to bring peace and be an honest broker. It seems to me this president has never accepted that second responsibility.